Ephraim drove him home after services. I.C. Rosenthal died that night after suffering a heart attack. That is the true story of how Beth Am acquired this sacred space. And you only need to look around this sanctuary and into your heart to know all the ways I.C. Rosenthal lives on. Now, 42 years later, we're at a critical point in another campaign to secure Beth Am's future. With a goal of $12 million, yes, times have changed. Tradition and transformation, the campaign for Beth Am seeks to renovate our historic building, build a much-needed addition, and establish a $3 million endowment that is essential, absolutely essential, to continue to support the leadership of our clergy and staff, the inspiring Jewish experiences they create with us, and to secure our financial future. Thanks to campaign leaders Lainey Lebo Sachs, Cy Smith, Saul Snyder, George and Betsy Hess, and Jim Jacobs, we have made terrific progress in involving large numbers of congregants in the campaign. Our Tradition and Transformation campaign is broad-based. Like the $1,000 gifts from dozens of founding members in 1975, I am thrilled to announce today that 52% of our congregants have now made a pledge to the Capital Campaign. These gifts come from our newest members and our founding members, from young families and from seniors, from those of modest means and those well known for their generous philanthropy. Equally impressive, the majority of congregants here today have made a campaign commitment in addition to their regular annual fund support. On behalf of the board, I want to thank all of our current campaign donors for your participation and belief in Beth Am. Your participation is powerful. As of today, we have raised $9.4 million towards our $12 million goal, including a $125,000 match from a generous anonymous donor tied to our achieving 50% participation. I especially want to thank the visionary donors who pledged lead gifts long before the first dollar was deposited in endowment or the first architect's sketch was rendered. The Alexander Grass Foundation and Elizabeth Grass Weiss and family, Mark and Patricia Joseph, Saul Snyder and the late Elaine Snyder, Lainey Lebo Sachs and the late Leonard Sachs. We are grateful to these early believers and all our current campaign donors. We have made tremendous progress, and we are not done yet. We still need an additional $3 million in round numbers to secure Beth Am as a vibrant congregation for future generations. We will mark the centennial of our building in 2022. Over nearly 100 years, the most substantial capital investment we have made was $90,000 to replace the tile roof. We all experienced the need last week for air conditioning and an improved sound system in the sanctuary. If you ventured downstairs, you would have noticed that we did not have enough space to offer youth services and engaging activities for all age groups. You may have also noticed that our elevator was out of commission. What is less obvious is that our historic building falls far short of meeting modern building code standards that are important for safety. All congregants were invited to house gatherings in the spring to view building plans and talk with representatives of the building task force, chaired and co-chaired by Ed Horde and Jonathan Fishman. More than 100 congregants participated, and the feedback they provided informs the building designs on display in the lobby. When realized, these plans for a small two-story addition and renovation of the historic building will provide us with a chapel seating 200, flexible space to accommodate Jewish Discovery Lab, event, and other programming needs, a kids' room, a space for nursing mothers, a youth lounge, a modern office suite, an improved kitchen, new bathrooms on both levels, and a welcoming, accessible entrance and courtyard on Chauncey Avenue. Beth Am, born as an alternative in-town synagogue in 1975, was perfectly poised to benefit from the downtown renaissance of the Schaefer era. Today, the demand for housing downtown and here in Reservoir Hill is strong again. This location and new and improved facilities will continue to position us as the place for a growing number of in-town Jews to learn, pray, and pursue social justice. In May, the board authorized development of detailed design plans and construction drawings. This fall, the board will make its final assessment of Beth Am's overall financial picture and the progress of the campaign prior to a January vote on authorizing construction. Because of this, we are asking each congregant to make the best gift you can to the campaign so that we can create both the endowment and the facilities that together are critical to Beth Am's future. This time next year, with your support, construction will be well underway, and we will have commitments to fund a $3 million endowment. The magnificent sacred space that we are in today comes to us through the generosity of others. From the Hizuk Amuna congregants who financed, planned, and built it in the early 20th century, to the Beth Am founders who gave the best gifts they could as young families in 1975, to I.C. Rosenthal, who at 88 left a legacy that brings meaning to our lives each time we step into this sanctuary. Many fundraising campaigns claim to be the campaign of a generation. With its 3 goals of building endowment, renovating our sanctuary, and adding facilities to support contemporary needs, tradition and transformation, the campaign for Beth Am is truly the first comprehensive campaign our shul has supported in 4 generations. This is our time. The goal is ambitious. Your participation is essential. It will be our legacy. Thank you, and Shana Tova.